Of all the evil I faced in my life, from individuals and groups, places I lived and worked at, neighborhoods, schools, companies, governments, east and west, the greatest evil I've experienced was always led by a low-ranking, man-hating, money-hungry sociopath like gay females. They controlled them all. She was my opposite counterpart, my villain. In the midst of chaos of battle, she kept her calm and focus aimed at causing me the most pain and damage. She controlled all the pained and frustrated, burnt men and women from the lowest to the highest rank that couldn't force their sick possessiveness of my being and envy of my creation and potential. Overpower my will and freedom because they couldn't get what they want from me. Felt inadequate, inferior, and insecure after their shallow exterior judgment of my persona. Whenever the masculine, benevolent yang stood against the feminine, maleficent yin, I witnessed the latter wins, at least at that time. And by masculine, I don't mean male nor female by feminine. Having a penis does not mean he's a real man, nor a vagina a real woman. For most of the men I met in my life had female bodies, and most of the women I met in my life had male bodies. I will never forget these names.
I'm you, and this is my story.
Men and women have always looked at each other for love, sex, security, companionship, and procreation. Whoever has the bigger sexual desire, women seem to be more in control of the sexual pursuit. It's where most men fall short and surrender to be controlled by the beauty. And by control, we don't mean bad treatment nor degradation, but manipulative influence in decision making, keeping the upper hand, means to a selfish end. However, this goes deeper than sexual love. For him, it's seeking the missing love of the mother and the missing love of the father for her. See, for temperament, look at the parent of the same sex. He's like his father, she's her mother. For psychological issues, check the relationship with the parent of the opposite sex. Her daddy issues, his mommy issues. With an unhealthy relationship with the mother, the female within us becomes the mother, the voice of the mother, instead of natural intuition. With all the expected strength from men, women have their ways of influence. They can make men feel self-conscious by rejecting or shaming them. However, we all differ in nature. Not all men are straight, masculine, dominant alphas. In fact, the majority are betas, and more are feminine or submissive in nature or desire. Same goes, not all women are straight, feminine, submissive betas. Hetero and homosexuality, masculinity and femininity, dominance and submissiveness, sadism and masochism are all characteristics that govern or affect this interaction and determine whose word goes and who wears the pants, supported by intelligence and independence. There's no shame in being the product of 100 shaping factors in life. Shame is to see these men against each other, broken and tamed, through systematic manipulation, exploitation of shortcomings, fear of losing what's dear. A promised sacrifice which falls on both husband and wife, expecting each other to do the same. But the easily available option of abandonment is rotting with gold in their pockets. Traditional gender roles and expectations are over, because traditional men and women are going extinct. Where have all the real men gone? They died in their wars, I guess, and took their women with them. Behind every great man is a woman. Behind every gay man is a lesbian, controlling him. Other than his mother, of course. Lesbians dominate and control gay men. A great mystery, since gay men don't completely look for sexual or romantic love from them. The answer? No matter the sexual orientation, the female represents the mother. The dynamic of gay bisexual men married to or in relationship with gay bisexual women was explored in the first video. More women are generally freer, more welcoming, and more fluid with gay bisexual men. They see them with less intimidation and commitment and more acceptance and control than straight men. And there lies the preference in relationships and, of course, employment to ensure freedom and dominance. If men were really the only factor back in the day to create a glass ceiling for women in employment, even though it was good men, not feminism, that opened schools and offices for women in the last century, whether through necessity in wars or for truly deserving, unique women. Whoever goes by the empowered now, all the tyranny in the world happened because of misuse of power, not gender. Now that the tables have turned, such women created a concrete, steel-reinforced gate and ceiling for men in the workplace. Well, how about all these men with good positions? Is it a coincidence? They're all gay. Gay men are not innocent or naive in all this. Well, how about the oppressive men, your kind? Look under the bridge. They're all depressed, addicted, and undereducated. On the contrary, gender is not the decisive factor for right and wrong or good and evil. No denying to all the stories of controlling men that tell this. Dictator, controlling, insecure, ashamed to be called men. The type that tries to keep everyone down because they're afraid that they would leave or be better than them. The thought alone terrifies these veiled, weak, cowardly men. These narcissistic types who gain power over a woman through lies, deceit, physical power, opportunity theft, and or financial control. Preying on the vulnerable, acting tough on the weak, exploiting their fears and weaknesses. I'll take my pain out on you. Cheater, beater, bully mentality. Yes, monsters exist of all genders. So never condemn the group for the mistakes of individuals. A silent gender war has been brewing that needs to be brought to the surface, spoken of, and released to truly have a genuine freedom and equality we all respect, appreciate, and benefit from. They speak equality, but in reality apply a selective equality. No, let's have a true, complete, 100% equality in all matters of living. Education, employment, marriage, divorce, law enforcement, etc. But it's not equality they seek. It's superiority with the victimization. And a total equality will not be fair because it will work for the advantage of men. Every empowered side tries to use the other for what selfishly works for their liking and advantage by trying to defeat, subdue, and dominate the other to satisfy wrongful and misguided conscious or unconscious resentment developed through generational pain transfer. This inherited hatred, passed from generation to generation by hurt minds, that started with that drunk, abusive grandfather from 1933 who didn't know better, that became the image of masculinity. The tyrant that stepped over and buried the mentor, the hero, and the wise king male role models. Still stuck in a mind of a past. They still believe that men want to oppress women and put them down, denying seeing the current state of gender treatment. They can sit safely under the air conditioner, supported by men, to demonize and deny all their achievements after they built all civilizations and all their advancements. The message is for all to live free, clean from these cheap ploys, even if we don't like something about the other, or we feel threatened, jealous, envious, or insecure by them. We must do the right thing, coming from a good place at heart. Keep doors open for everyone to be themselves. Stop trying to change people to our liking and advantage, and accept people for who they are. You can't get mad at the lion for being a lion, nor the hyena for being a hyena. It's how they were created, what they are, who they're meant to be. Good and evil was never about gender, but the allowed misuse of power in the wrong individual hands. And for some to use this power so disgustingly, to gain advantage over others, to pursue a vengeance that had no clear, conscious, deserving motive, other than refusing to understand and forgive, that creates injustices that many suffer alone, without anyone to listen but God. If you want men and women to stop dumping their sickness on each other, raise them well, plant them in the right environment, educate correctly, strengthen their independence, and stop poisoning their minds. Women remain our half, our mothers, sisters, friends, lovers, and wives. Men remain the other half, our fathers, brothers, friends, lovers, and husbands, meant to complete each other, not replace each other. There's no doubt that speaking such forbidden words will add more to the demonization of men and the one that utters them. Yet, the truth remains true and must be spoken. It's not always what we want to hear or face. It's mostly uncomfortable and often hurts. The truth. If his mother controls him, all women control him. If she hates her father, she hates all men.